Hi everybody, it's Jamie with Tips That Tease. Today I'm going to be showing you the reverse backfill with acrylic technique. Now this technique is super awesome. It eliminates the need to cut out your smile line with your brush and makes it so that your smile line is super clean and neat and just is perfect every time you do it. So if you have any questions, go ahead and post them below, or you can go to my website at www.tipsthattease.com, and on the front page is a link to my Facebook. Go ahead and like my Facebook, and then you are more than welcome to ask me any questions, or if you'd like to see certain demo videos or a how-to on how I do certain art, let me know, and I'm more than happy to post more videos. Let's get started because this is super awesome and you'll want to learn this as quick as you can. It takes practice, so be patient with yourself, and if you have access to a trainer hand like I do, they are awesome. If you don't have access, youngnails.com has trainer hands available for licensed professionals. I highly recommend that you get one. They are amazing to work with, and it will help you whenever you're practicing a new technique or learning something new, or just wanting to practice your nail art so that you can display it for your clients. So let's get started. And so now we're going to get started with our reverse backfill technique. First, I'm going to place my tips onto my trainer hands. It's very important that you hear 2 clicks. There was 2. Try it again with this one. 1, 2. Sometimes you can get 3 in there. Then we know it's tight to the nail. Your first step is going to be to buff the top of the nail. If you're right-handed, go from right to left. And around the cuticle. Don't go against the grain of the fingernail. Second step is we're going to take Young Nail Swipe, and with a nail brush, you're going to brush off all the excess powder and debris. The alcohol kind of tends to act like a dehydrator in this step. Next, you're going to take Protein Bond, which is a non-acidic adhesion, which is pure keratin protein for your nails. It acts as a double-sided sticky tape. And you're going to put 2 coats on each nail. Now, if you have a client who has a hard time with lifting and you want to make sure that they last longer, go ahead and stick them under the light once you get the 2 coats of Protein Bond on for about 30 seconds in the UV light. That will help it to last longer. Next thing we're going to do is I have a mix here of Young Nails XXX Pink, Cover Pink, and also a Speed Frosted Pink with crystal in it. I like a little bit of sparkle, but not a ton of sparkle, and I don't like my pinks really, really pink. I like them to be more natural looking. So now that I have that mix, I'm going to take my brush and we're going to form a ball in our acrylic. This ball is good enough for this nail. You want to make sure you're getting the proper size ball for the nail. Then you're going to bleed it onto your paper or your napkin and then place it on the nail. And then you're going to walk it back. Make sure you get both sides all the way. At this point, I like to angle my finger down so that gravity kind of helps me get that good rounded bottom. And walk it back. And then I just take my brush and I kind of clean up the sides here. And then you'll notice that on sometimes you have a nail, because people have really long nail beds, that you have just a little bit back here. And I did that for a reason, so that I can show you what you need to do if sometimes you have that left back there. Because you don't want to make it so thin that you don't have a nail back there, because that also causes a stress point. You're going to take a smaller bit of more wet acrylic, and you're just going to make a ball there and walk it over across and walk it the other way, and you're going to drag it. Just make sure you've got a nice cuticle area so you're not causing yourself extra lifting because you're placing too much product in the cuticle area. Once again, clean this up. And if you notice, here, all the way around to here, the acrylic is even. You want it to be even. You're not trying to create a higher point in the middle. You want it to be even from left to right and from right to left. Okay, let's do this one. Make sure you get a ball the appropriate size for the nail. And I think that when you're learning this technique and practicing, that's probably the hardest thing you're going to try to accomplish, is getting the ball the correct size. Walk your acrylic back from left to right and side to side. Don't play with it too much. And you're going to go back in here and just clean it up a little bit. Okay, you could spend all day cleaning it up, but you just want to get the general idea of having it round. So, and you can see on that one, it's even from side to side. Now what we're going to do is, I like to, when I have a nail that's a little bit longer, sometimes I clip it before and sometimes I clip it after, depending on what type of nail I'm doing. Where I'm going to be doing a stiletto nail, I'm going to clip this now. And I like to angle my sides in on the natural nail so that it fits within my stiletto shape. Just where it extends past the nail. You don't want to cut too far back in there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our forms. And we're going to place them on our nail. You want to make sure that you go under and rock and push up. This line, your light line, where the light hits it, should be angled down for a stiletto tip. So your line of light should angle down, not straight, and not up on the nail, so that it has a nice curve down. I normally don't pinch up here on my clients, but where this is a trainer hand and it's latex rubber on here instead of fingers, I go ahead and pinch it so that it will stay. So now on this nail, we're going to do the same thing. This nail, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to push it down, rock it up, and then make sure that our line of light is angled down. Okay, so the next step is to take some clear acrylic, which I have right here. This is speed clear. It actually sets up faster than normal acrylic. and we're going to create our extension. So this is the first extension. You want it pretty wet. Place it, wipe off your brush, and then push it to each side. And drag it down. Push it to make the sides connect, and then drag it down. Okay, there's one. Now we're going to do this side. Make sure you wipe off your brush when you lay that down. If it's too wet, wipe it off again. Connect the sides. Pull it down. Pull it down. It's very important when you're doing a stiletto that your sides come out and then point. Straight and then point. Oh, dang it. I just lost that one. Sometimes that happens, even on your clients. I'll show you how to fix that. That's not a big deal. Okay, so there's that one. And then you want to make sure, especially with these trainer hands, that you have the seam covered. Okay, so there's that one. Let's go back to this one. And we'll cover our seam again because that one slipped off. And I honestly, sometimes my forms will fall off of a client because I've either done it too thin or they bumped it or something happened. And you can just go back and reattach it to the nail that it fell off of and re-put clear on the seam and it will stay on just fine. So let's go back to this one. I have got a mix of red glitter that I've made, a mix of pink glitter that I've made, and a mix of silver holographic glitter that I've made. I've also got some purple mylar. It's finely cut. Some white mylar. It's a little bit heavier chunks. And then also a silver heart. I'm just going to use one of them. Since it's close to Valentine's Day, I figured we'd do a Valentine's theme with our nails today. I'm going to take this neon pink, get my brush wet, and I'm going to take a wet ball of pink and push it to both sides. And then just fan this out into the clear. And then what I'm going to do is take some more, make sure I get both sides, so I don't end up with a V where I didn't get the acrylic. Okay, there's that one. On this nail, I'm going to take pink and red, and I'm going to tie-dye them together. And then just kind of pat it out so it blends a little bit. You don't want to blend it too much. But it's more marbleizing too. This is also the marbleizing technique. Okay, so now that we have that down the middle, and take some more pink. I'm just going to add it right up here by the smile line. Now with this nail, the ring finger, I'm going to add yellow to the sides of it. I don't want it to be so wet, but I don't want it to be super dry either, so I just bleed it for a second. And then I'm going to take this all the way up and all the way down. And I want to make sure I have a wet brush, and I'm going to pull this back off of the pink and off of the red. I want the yellow down the sides, but I don't want it covering up what I've done. It's more like an accent color. So now we're going to do this side. Remember to bleed it for a minute. Get all the way up in there with your brush. And then you're going to pull it down. Remember to have a wet brush and pull it back away from the pink and red so it highlights that color in the middle. Now if you need to, go back in and fill anywhere in here or in here that you may have missed color. There looks like there might be a spot right here, because you don't want to end up with a V once you place your final cap on there. Okay, so now that we have this done, we're going to move back over to this nail. I'm also going to grab some yellow Mylar while I'm at it. Okay, so this nail, now we're going to take a coat of clear, very, very thin coat of clear. Sometimes I use gel when I'm doing this, other times I use acrylic. It just kind of depends on what all I'm doing. Today, for this purpose, I'm going to use acrylic. So you put your thin coat on, you're going to take some silver and press it. Pink, and press it. And red, and press it. Okay, now that that's all pressed in there, clean off your brush. And we're going to go to this now, and we're going to add a thin layer of clear. And we're going to take some of the yellow mylar, the lemon icy, that's what it's called. We're going to place it on the nail. Mylar is super fun because it's see-through, but yet it like gives you this also other dimension. And it's really important when you want to do nail art to have your nail, like the color and each layer be very, very thin. Now with this nail, we're going to go right straight into capping it. You want a pretty large ball of acrylic, and you want it pretty wet. So we're going to take this ball and we're going to set it on there. Alrighty, so we're back and we are going to file and finish the nail. First thing you want to do, file the sides and file underneath it. File the side and file underneath it. Same thing here, sides. Alrighty, now I'm going to take my X-cut bit, which you can buy right-handed or left-handed from Young Nails. And when I'm doing stilettos, I like to pull my X-cut out a little bit, so it gives me a longer control area. And then we'll file this one. So remember that if you hurt your clients with your e-file, it's not because of your file, it's because you don't know how to use it. Alright, so there's that now. So now I'm going to take my file, I'm just going to clean it up once again, go back to my sides, Okay, so now that that's the filing was done, we're going to take our swipe again, and we're going to wipe off our nails. You see how pretty and shiny they are now? We could leave them just like that, or we could add a little bit of extra artwork on them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Meiji nail art pen, and I love these things. I'm going to take the white. Oh, that's black. I'm going to take the white. And I'm going to write love. And then I'm going to add some dots around my nail bed. So there's that one. And on this one, I'm going to add some tiger striping. Just down one side, and then I'm going to add some dots down the side. We're going to let that dry for a second, and then we will put it under our UV light, which is also a Young Nails light. I am using Finish Gel, and it is a gel that you do not have to wipe the immersion layer off of. It will not be sticky. Once you cure it, it will be done. Probably dry enough. So I'm going to take the Young Nails Finish Gel, and I'm going to paint that on. Okay, we'll paint on this one. Hopefully it will be dry. And then we will stick it inside of the lamp. Now, a lot of the products that I've used today, pretty much all of them except for like one of the Mylars and the Meiji nail art pens, you can find at www.youngnails.com. Greg and his brother are absolutely amazing. The educators that they have are great. Any question that you have, they will also do what they can to help you. And I just love using their products because of their education and how much they care about their nail techs. So if you haven't tried their products, go try them because I highly, highly recommend them. I know that they are all over the world. So I'm sure that if you go to youngnails.com, they can help you find someone near you that carries their products. Meiji Nail Art, I just bought those pens from MeijiNailArt.com. And then this Mylar, the purple Mylar, I actually bought it from Sally Beauty Supply here in my local town. So alrighty, that is done. Let's pull those out and see what they look like. That is our reverse backfill with designs and also fun little nail arts on there. My name is Jamie, and again, my website is www.tipsthattease.com. Thanks for watching.